Hello, everyone. Today we're going to do a training on sleep and how to get the best sleep ever, even when you travel. So, to firstly, I have to go plug something in for later. Bringing up the sleep treatment. Okay. Okay, how to get the best sleep ever, even while traveling. This is so important because your body goes through a lot of different healing phases while you sleep. So if your sleep isn't the best continuously, then it can really hold you back with achieving your wellness goals, whether it's working on getting rid of your bloating, losing weight, getting your energy back, fixing your libido, having healthy fertility. Sleep is really key, and it can really mess with the different hormones like insulin and cortisol. And because melatonin plays a huge role in cortisol and insulin. Insulin being your blood sugar hormone and cortisol being a stress hormone. Melatonin is the hormone that makes you drowsy. So sleep isn't just about rest, it's a foundation of gut health, hormone health, fat loss, and nervous system healing. When you're sleeping deeply and consistently, your body is able to detox, digest, burn fat, and rebalance. When you're not, everything starts to feel off. So, whether you're at home or you're on the road, here's your ultimate guide to sleep better. One, lower your cortisol before bed. There are a few different things that you can take for this, but also things that you can do because you're not deficient in supplements, you're not deficient in medications. You have your lifestyle and your environment that's affecting you. It's either supporting your goals or suppressing them. So let's figure out what that could be. Your body needs to shift from go mode to heal mode. That means lowering your stress hormones like cortisol before you try to fall asleep. Supplements that may help, things like L-theanine, magnesium, apinogen, vitamin K plus thiamine blends. Thiamine is a B vitamin. So they help you fall asleep faster and reduce the times that you wake up. It also, apinogen reduces cortisol up to 47%, helps with excessive estrogen, and improves deep sleep. The vitamin K thiamine blend promotes a calm, balanced mood, perfect for winding down naturally. And I like to take magnesium, and I also love to do sometimes sleepy time teas, organic, of course, and I try not to overdo them because I don't want my body to get used to the herbs that are in the sleepy time tea. Now, you want to also eat in a way that supports sleep. Your blood sugar balance and amino acid intake affect how well you sleep. So, amino acids are typically found in protein, right? So, like animal-rich protein is great to get your amino acids in. So, some of the best practices you can do is add bone broth to your dinner or cook your rice in it. If you're someone who often has rice with your dinner, cook it with bone broth. If you make a soup, use bone broth. If you trying to think what else you could use bone broth with, just like anything, you can just add bone broth. Like some people even add bone broth to like their smoothies, um, which I don't recall ever having done, but it's not something I wouldn't try. And this adds glycine to your diet. Glycine is incredible for your gut and for healing, and it's great for sleep. The other really cool thing that I recently learned about glycine, and the reason why I'm ordering it for my boyfriend, is because he golfs. And the fields that people golf on are heavily sprayed, like to the max, right? They have to keep the green green. And so glycine and these pesticides like glyphosate work on the same receptors in our body. So if the pesticides are fighting for those receptors, we need to counteract that with some glycine. So I'm actually ordering him a glycine supplement from Lifeblood, who I am affiliated with, and I have used glycine for myself before, so I know that it's going to work amazing for him. And it reduces inflammation as well and promotes better sleep quality and supports your gut and metabolism. So eat protein and carbs at dinner to prevent blood sugar crashes. So if you're someone who loves pasta and you're like, okay, I'm going to try to be healthier, I'm going to go for the gluten-free pasta. You still have to make sure that you're adding a source of protein in. Peanut butter, not a great source of protein, okay? Has more fat than protein, and it's not going to be anything that's noteworthy. You need something like a fish or a piece of chicken or a piece of beef or a piece of lamb, something that's going to give you that substance that you need, get your amino acids in, get your protein in to balance your blood sugar and feel great and stay asleep because your liver holds on to a certain kind of sugar. And when the liver is being stressed and pumps out more of that sugar too fast, then it can lead to you waking up or having issues staying asleep. Avoid going low carb or skipping dinner if sleep is a struggle for you. The other thing that I do sometimes is I have a little snack before bed. And this might be some raw honey with some high quality cheese. A lot of my clients are like, what is high quality cheese? Well, it's anything that really has been like imported from Europe or something that is like more local, something that isn't like with a bunch of like other things in it. And it's also something that, if you can find it raw, eat some raw cheese. It's amazing. Um, the shredded cheese, though, stay away from that. You want to shred it yourself if need be. The shredded cheese has something added to it to make it stay separated, and you don't want to be consuming that additive. I would say, though, try to like have a really small snack if you need to before bed to help sleep. There's times where like I'm so intuitive with my body now, where I come from a background of binge eating and counting calories, counting macros, having done a bikini competition, and like now I'm so intuitive, like I know like I'm like I need a little snack. I need a little something, and it's not a treat. It's literally something to support my body to stay asleep and go asleep. Now, number three, be careful with your evening workouts. And this might come to a shock for a lot of you because I was this girl too. I was like, as long as I get my workout in, then I can check that off my list and feel accomplished for the day and feel like I didn't like procrastinate or be lazy. But that's not what it's like when you're a female. When you start to learn about your hormones and how different they are than men's. And I think I even added a little, might have been the last training that I added, a little graph. But you need to be careful with your evening workouts because intense exercise after 6 p.m. can spike your cortisol, the stress hormone, and keep your nervous system in a sympathetic state, meaning fight or flight, making it hard for your body to wind down and fall asleep. I have a specific client who loves to work out super late, and she was doing that before she came to me. And I'm slowly trying to plant the seed of like, let's get away from those evening workouts, especially where she tries to go to the gym evening and then morning sometimes in like opposite days. So she's really like losing out on her sleep, and the sleep that she is getting is probably affected by the lights at the gym, the fact that she's working out late at night, and that could be holding her back from getting her absolute best results. So we're working on it, right? We're creatures of habit. So sometimes we think we need to focus on this aspect when really it's like this other aspect that we've been ignoring and been kind of tricked by the media, right? And the fitness community that we need to just work out, get your workout in no matter what. Males are a bit different. Like they're not as sensitive to these fluctuations in hormones and with stress and with changes in diet. Like that's why a man can just stop eating chips and they drop 20 pounds. And here the female, the wife, is probably trying to counter calories, get her workouts in, and she's never worked out in her life, and she still does not look and feel her best. So that's why I'm all about working smarter, not harder. So when you work out too hard late at night or late in the day, you're stimulating adrenaline and cortisol right when your body wants to produce melatonin. Adrenaline and cortisol being stress hormones, melatonin being your drowsy hormone. So when melatonin is high, cortisol is low, and when stress hormones are high, melatonin is low. Your temperature and heart rate stay elevated, disrupting your natural circadian rhythm. So, your circadian rhythm has a lot to do with light patterns, when the sun is up, when the sun is down, what time you usually go number two to the bathroom, when you're hungry. All of those things are closely tied to your circadian rhythm, which is 24 hours, and where your infradian rhythm might be 28 days. Over time, this can mess with hormone balance, increasing cravings, and lead to slower recovery and weight loss plateaus. So, what to do instead is shift intense workouts like HIIT, heavy lifting, or cardio to the morning or early afternoon. In the evening, opt for low impact movements like a walk after dinner. And if you're already doing that, like go for an extra walk after dinner or an extra long walk after dinner. Gentle stretching or mobility work. So many people need mobility work, especially where a lot of women, we are always like hunched over, like doing something. Men too, but like, um, I'm using a stereotype here. Like if I were to look out and see construction groups of like people shoveling, most of them are men, right? So they're getting that backwards motion a lot more than we do. Where women, and again, I'm being a stereotype here, are like doing things with our hands. We're like cooking or taking care of others or doing like tasks or we're typing. A lot of men type too, but I'm really trying to use stereotypes here to like showcase why a lot of women feel like they're hunched and why they get gut issues too, which I'm going to lead into that point, is because we're always in this forward motion. So if we could find some mobility, not even too much stretching, but mobility exercises to get us focused on like opening up those tight spaces, then we're going to feel better. It's also going to open up space in our diaphragm for our digestive organs so that they can do a better job of clearing out toxins and absorbing nutrients, helping you lose weight and helping you get rid of any kind of bloating issues. You could also do restorative yoga or Pilates. Pilates can be very intense, but it can also be gentle. Breath work or foam rolling, breath work is amazing if you've never done it. And a lot of these things may feel uncomfortable for you because they feel like almost too easy, like I'm not out of breath, I'm not sore. So I'm not moving a lot. I'm not going somewhere external. I'm doing this in my home, so it feels too easy. And then that might be feeling uncomfortable for you. So this is where you practice moving through discomfort to get more comfortable and build up your comfort baseline. Let your body associate the evening with calm, not cortisol. That's your takeaway from that one. Now, for create a pre-sleep ritual. Start sending sleep cues to your body 1 to 2 hours before bed. So you could take a hot bath 90 minutes before bed. And this will help lower your core body temperature and trigger melatonin naturally. And then you can also add things like lemon, rosemary, dandelion, and red raspberry leaf to actually help support more healing. You can add so many different things to your bath. Magnesium flakes, baking soda, orange peels. I really think that you should focus on the two main aspects of magnesium flakes and baking soda in your bath, and then consider all of these to be extras. And then you can layer in simple nervous system support like light stretching or yoga, alternative nose breathing for 3 to 5 minutes, where you like breathe in one side and then breathe out the other. It's actually, I think, like this. And then breathe in again, like that, right? So in order to like do it, you have to really focus. So you're slowing down and being present. Legs up in the wall pose helps with lymphatic drainage, helps calm down the body. Guided nervous system reset, gentle humming, gargling, or tapping on the chest, right? You can tap different areas. One of the things my chiropractor recently taught me was this movement where you have your thumb out like this, and then you follow your thumb. You only move your head though. So you're like this. And then you go the other side. You know, you can do that like 10 or 20 times. Yeah, one, it's stretching and opening up your chest and shoulders, your neck. But two, your eyes have a lot to do with your vagus nerve and resetting your nervous system, right? So one of the ones that, oh, before I go on to something else, she had me laying on my back with my knees bent and my feet flat, right? And then I was like, no, that was a different one. Okay, I'm gonna confuse you guys. So you can do this while you're sitting or standing. The second one she taught me, I was laying on my back with my feet down and my knees bent, and I was looking into the right corner of the room without moving my head for 1 minute. And then without moving my head, looking to the left of the room without straining my eyes, of course. So, like, if you can't get all the way over to the side of the room, like, don't strain it. But what that helps you do is, your eyes are linked to your vagus nerve, which is back here, and helps reset that system. You might feel a yawn, or if you don't, you might feel it when you sit up. So you want to sit up very slowly and see how you feel. And then number 5, optimize your sleep environment. Set up your bedroom or your hotel room if you're away to signal safety and darkness. So always travel with an eye mask. Buy at home blackout curtains. Eliminate all lights, like even like the little tiny things, like put stickers over them. Because our eyes are so sensitive to light, right? That's why we wake up with the sun and go to bed when the sun goes down. We have receptors all over our body though for light. It's just our eyes are the most sensitive part. And then cool your room to around 65, 67 Fahrenheit or 18, 19 Celsius. Your body sleeps deeper in a cool environment. You can also play brown noise. I have a brown noise machine that I carry with me whenever I leave the house to stay somewhere else, or calming sound that you can find apps on your phone to block out background noise. And it's great for hotels. Like, even if there's still another noise that you can kind of hear, just having the brown noise where your brain starts focusing on that helps so much. That's why people use white noise machines in newborns' rooms to help them sleep. Sleep with your phone in airplane mode, or put your phone out of the room to reduce EMF exposure and also reduce any nighttime scrolling. You can also add, I already had this before, but add magnesium flakes to your bath or use a topical magnesium on your feet, your belly, your legs before your sleep. This is magnesium chloride. And if you put it on your belly or if you put it anywhere other than your feet, it may itch if your skin is dry or you're very magnesium deficient. That itch will go away in 20 minutes or less. And if you put it on your feet, you're not going to go want to walk around. You're going to want to like rub your feet together, let it air dry a bit while you're laying in bed, cooling things down, maybe doing some light stretching with your shoulders or reading a book. And then you're going to get much better sleep if you do that consistently. Also, my clients who have a lot of cramping, they will spray it right there. I've had clients who like spray it on their temples and rub it in when they have a headache. It really does help because at the foundation of things, a lot of people are deficient in magnesium. But if I'm not looking at something like a hair tissue mineral analysis with that client to know what their other mineral levels are at, I don't always suggest an oral, like a supplement magnesium, because we don't want to displace other minerals. But instead, we start with the topical magnesium so that we are still getting the magnesium into the body through the skin, but we're not going to displace other things like sodium. Okay, number 6, we're almost done. Control light exposure after sundown. Your body's circadian rhythm is sensitive to light, especially bright blue-toned light after sunset. So instead, do this. Avoid overhead lights, especially fluorescents after sundown. Use lamps, candles, or red light bulbs. Turn your phone on red mode, night shift, or color filters on iPhone. You can do this on your laptop as well. Wear blue light blocking glasses after 7 p.m. They can help increase natural melatonin production. So blue light blockers a lot of times are known to be clear, but I would suggest opt for the ones that are tinted like orange, yellow, or even go intense and get red. And the ones I have are clear. You're supposed to wear, I think, like morning, which I never use the clear ones. And then you can clip on the yellow for the afternoon, and then they have red to clip on for nighttime, which the red gets rid of all of the blue light coming into your eyes. There's even some you can get that like block out the sides, which are really cool. And I've worn my blue light blockers out of the house when I'm like walking on the street, or in an elevator when I'm traveling or on a plane, just because I want to reduce the amount of blue light for other reasons other than just sleep. Too much blue light exposure does mess with your hormones. It's natural in the sun. The sun gives off blue light. But the problem is we get too much blue light and we get too much artificial blue light in our lifestyle. And that could be affecting your cortisol levels because it's suppressing your melatonin levels. Number 7, honor your body clock. You're not just tired, you're likely out of sync. Aim for 10 p.m. to go to bed or be asleep and to get up at 6 a.m. Try that. See what a world of difference it makes by just going to bed earlier. I know not everyone's able to do that because of their schedule with work or someone else's schedule with work, but if you can, just like go to bed earlier and choose not to watch that Netflix show, do it, and you'll feel so much better. And avoid going to bed after midnight. This is when your body should be repairing. Your body goes through different clocks. So you're going to lose out on a little bit of repair the later you go to sleep. A consistent sleep and wake time supports cortisol balance, metabolism, and gut repair. Sync meals with your circadian rhythm. Eat breakfast within 2 hours of waking. I usually do within an hour. And avoid eating 1 to 2 hours before bed, unless you need a little nighttime snack. But if you're eating that close to bed already, like your supper, then you're probably not going to need a nighttime snack. Your blood sugar probably can handle just going to sleep. Bonus, teeth grinding at night. This is often a sign of nervous system dysregulation and mineral imbalances. So you can try more magnesium and potassium during the day. Potassium coming from things like potatoes or other root vegetables and fruit. Reduce caffeine. So I have max 2 caffeinated beverages a day. Usually it's a coffee and a matcha, but I make sure to like stop at 2 p.m., right? Because if you're going later in the day, then the coffee is going and the caffeine is going to affect you, whether you realize it or not. A lot of people say that they can drink coffee after supper and be fine, but likely your body can fall asleep, but it's not repairing the same. And then if you are grinding your teeth at night, look into vagus nerve support, address gut and liver stress. Teeth grinding is often tied to anger or liver detox pathways in traditional Chinese medicine. And final thought, you can eat all the right food, take all the right supplements, and still feel stuck if your body never gets into a parasympathetic state, meaning the rest and digest state of your nervous system. Sleep is the secret weapon, especially for your gut healing, hormone balance, and weight loss. So start small by either dimming your lights, eating something more nourishing that has amino acids, get off your phone earlier, take a bath, and let your body know it's safe to heal now. So again, just a reminder, just do the one thing. Just do one thing off of today's training and see how it helps you and build from there.